My name is Diana and I'm the owner of Painted Citizen, and let's see, where do I start with the whole process? I mean, today, I can just start with today. Today was has been super cool. We had a bunch of models come out that weren't here yesterday, which has been really exciting. So Jordan Johnson came out, Sydney came out, Sydney Faulkner, Puff, who's spilled milk on Instagram. They were all unbelievable. And I think so much of my work is so fulfilling when I have models that are so amazing to work with, you know what I mean? I really pulled out some talented people. All right, or so you want to just drag?
Yeah, so my name is Jose Cadenas. I go by 91 Chains on social media. I got my associates in digital arts and the photography field. But yeah, after that, it was just like kind of shooting friends, and that just got me to where I'm at today, I guess.
So I'm just gonna go change, but then I'll be right back.
Cool, yeah. Go ahead.
It's been weird how there's so much synchronicity in my life, which it always makes me feel like I'm like, oh, okay, I'm on the right track, because, you know, if things are really, really messy and things are really crazy and they don't feel good, then you're like, okay, maybe I need to change something. It's like we talked about the other day when you were you switched out of your IT work and you were like, I have to go fulfill what I wanted to do. I mean, that's where I've always been trying to recorrect myself and recorrect myself and recorrect myself so that whatever I'm doing, I'm really in line with where I need to be spiritually, artistically, mentally, emotionally, because
you start playing this volume game.
Yeah.
And that becomes depressing for obvious reasons.
Dude, yeah.
And then you come across somebody like you and people who are doing what you're doing. Suddenly what happens, especially if you think about it from your perspective, when you reach out to people, you're not always sure, you know, if they're going to respond to you in a positive way or if they're going to make the time for you.
You're always still doubting yourself. You're really? Is this really and I don't know if that's just you know, the insecurity as a person existing in the human body, or if it's just you know, because I still doubt myself.
The cliches, they're what carry you to the frontier.
Yeah.
And if you don't take the time to deal with those quote unquote simplistic questions, you never really get out to the space where
Or
you're at, right?
yeah, I signed the contract with it. I signed the contract. I'm okay, I'll do it. That's the goal, is that everything you're doing is in line with exactly what you want to do. And equally, I think it goes back to you know, my tagline, which is make your mark. So what is your mark gonna be? What are you gonna leave here?
Yeah, I think you got it. My name is Thomas Allen, all spelled the usual way. I met Diana just over 2-3 years ago, give or take. I think we met at an IFP event, if I'm not mistaken, and we just hit it off. So, Painted Citizen is the birth child of Diana Price, and I think brand is symbolized in the tagline. The tagline is make your mark. So the idea is to go all out, and to the extent that you can, leave something meaningful and leave something that is authentically you behind. And what she does with her clothing line and what she's doing with the experience that she's presenting to people is she's giving them the capacity to express themselves in ways that otherwise might not be possible.
I really pulled out some talented people, and I get to include so many different walks of life and works of art, I'm bringing in other artists, to fashion designers, to models, to photography, to you know, cinematography, and it's so fun because Painted Citizen kind of takes on its own essence, because it involves so many different facets of the art world, and I think that's why I love it so much, because it feels like me on crack, you know? It feels like me being if I'm at my highest sense of myself, I'm doing all of the things. And so, yeah, Painted Citizen has been super rewarding for me in that way. I paint women's bodies to be a representation of that's their body, and that is their own, and they have every right to feel however they want to feel about it. And I simply just express beautiful colors on their bodies. That's just my canvas. People are gonna think about it's too much, it's too little, it's the same, or I could do that. You can do that. You know what I mean? I think that's what's cool, is that like anyone can splatter paint people. It's just, it's like what you go and do with it. You know what I mean? Like what I do is not that unique, but I think the energy that I bring to it is super unique. Well, my name is Diana, and I'm the owner of Painted Citizen, and you can manifest like your greatness or your goodness like now. And so I don't think it's about when, it's now. You know, it's like now is the happiness, now is the peace, now is like the joy.